Hey everybody, and welcome to a game that is synonymous with this channel for me, which is Terra Invicta. I've been playing it off and on since I started this channel a couple of years back, and it's going into 1.0 now, finally, on January 5th, 2026. Hooded Horse was nice enough to send over an early copy of the 1.0 build. We're going to be checking it out together. As you can see down there in the bottom left, we are on 1.0.21. And with that, we're going to let's get the patch notes. Okay, that just brings us to Pavonis interactive site. So what is Terra Invicta? If you're new to this game, it's a massive scale grand strategy game developed by Pavonis Interactive, the creators of the XCOM Lone War mod. So if you have any familiarity with that, you'll know that it's deep, complex, long, and very difficult. And that's what this is as well. So yeah, we're going to click new game. We're going to play on the 2026 scenario as the Resistance, so we can enable the tutorial. We're going to start a long campaign, and we're going to go ahead and click start. Really not much else. I'm going to play with default settings. Lone campaign, and that'll be that. We will be back here in just a moment once the game is loaded and ready for play.
We remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them, to save us from evil, lead us through darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late.
Okay, welcome to the tutorial for Terra Invicta. This is the beginning of a standard campaign of the game at the difficulty you selected. The tutorial has two primary components which function independently of each other. Both components will be marked with the tutorial icon. 1. Tutorial objectives. A Set of objectives to guide you through key aspects of gameplay. Some of these objectives may take years to accomplish. Specific steps to complete these objectives appear at the top of the view. These will appear alongside your regular faction objectives that move the story along. Number 2. Interface tutorials. Descriptions of various elements of the game's interface when you first open them. These will help you understand the various tools you have to complete your goals. In addition, many of the game's mechanics are described in detail in the codex, which can be opened by clicking the question mark in many of the panels in-game. Note that the codex in these tutorials will equip you to play Terra Invicta, but they won't teach you how to win. Humanity is flying blind, dealing with this unprecedented event, and sometimes you'll make decisions based on incomplete information and intuition. The campaign starts just before the first mission assignment phase, during which you will give your first commands to your faction. To start playing, click continue after reading the notifications that appear. This will allow the in-game clock to progress. We've had a UFO crash down on Earth. That's the start of a Terra Invicta game. So basically, the alien vessel has crashed down in the Harbin region of China. While the wreckage is unrecoverable, we suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Greetings, Commander. I am pleased to report the Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Fiona Iowade, your Chief of Staff. While most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth, we represent a small group who believes the aliens' crash landing and disappearance may signify a potential threat. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any danger aliens may pose.
I recommend we send a counselor to investigate the crash site in the Harbin region as soon as possible. Our other counselors may be best used in trying to gain influence in nations that may be able to contribute resources to our cause.
Our council is made up of some of the Earth's best and brightest. They are capable, connected, and standing by for your orders.
Our councils are our faction's primary way to interact with the situation on Earth. Councils can perform missions to expand our influence in Earth's nation, protect our interests worldwide, and investigate the alien arrival. Periodically, the game will enter the mission assignment phase, during which all factions will secretly assign their counselors to missions. Missions may target nations, control points, space facilities, and other counselors. After the mission assignment phase, missions will be resolved in a fixed sequence during the following days and weeks. Defensive missions will generally resolve before missions that are offensive in nature. While some missions are automatically successful, many are contested and require a success roll.
If we truly face the threat of invasion, we need to start organizing now. We are going to need global cooperation on a never-before-seen scale. I recommend we start tasking our counselors with gaining support in strategic positions of power across the globe.
Control points represent key nodes of political and economic power in a nation. They grant access to the nation's resources, control over its national priorities, and in some cases command of one or more armies. Each nation has been between 1 and 6 control points. The amount corresponds to the size of the nation's economy. Initially, all control points are neutral, but expect all factions to target them early in the campaign. Neutral control points may be acquired by the control nation mission, while the purge mission seizes control points from other factions. Control points in more powerful nations will be harder to acquire in all cases. The rightmost control point in the nation panel, called the executive control point, also grants access to the set national policy mission, which allows initiating wars, forming alliances, and similar high-level national action.
Reports are still coming in, but it is clear that an alien object has crashed down on the planet. We should send a counselor to investigate the site as soon as possible.
Our first knowledge of the alien arrival came when its spacecraft aerobraked in our upper atmosphere before crashing down in a remote territory and apparently self-destructing. We should send a counselor to the site to learn what we can. So we have plenty of tips we can learn. Let's run through the UI. I know what I'm doing. I'm just doing this for new people. I played a lot of early game. I've never completed a campaign in Terra Invicta because this game is hard. But I played a lot of early games, so I kind of know what to do here in the beginning. So we'll run through the early game together, and when we get to newer stuff, I'll tell you what I don't know, and we'll work through it together. So welcome to Terra Invicta. These tutorial windows will give an overview of various systems in the game. As you navigate the UI for the first time, buttons for interface tutorials will appear to the right of your current tutorial objective. Click on them to receive guidance and on the currently open interface. Click the intro tutorial icon for a tour of Terra Invicta's general UI. Take a sip of my water here, and we're going to run through the general UI together.
This is your main command interface. From here, we can monitor developments across the globe and beyond, send our counselors on missions, direct research and development, and much more. Take some time to familiarize yourself with it.
Terra Invicta's general UI is made up of a number of panels, which are displayed along the top and right side of the view. The settings menu can be accessed here. We can save your progress, exit the game, view the codecs, and adjust the graphical gameplay and notification settings. The objective window, reachable by clicking our faction symbol, tracks all of our current completed objectives. These are necessary to advance the story and discover what is behind the alien arrival in our solar system, and some unlock important abilities and bonuses for our faction. Tutorial objectives that guide you in performing basic action in Terra Invicta will also be tracked here. This portion of the top bar displays our current resources and income. Hover over each resource for more detail. Money, influence, and ops are vital for advancing our goals on Earth. Boost and mission control are for developing and expanding our space program. Research unlocks new technologies for our faction, such as modules and weapons for our ships and habitats. The control point symbol indicates our capacity to manage the affairs of our nation. Money is used to build components on Earth for our space program, to acquire council orders, conduct certain financially oriented missions, and support our space assets. It is gained from national funding. The spoils priority orgs, council traits, have modules, and sell the space resources on Earth. Influence represents political capital and the ability to sway institutions and people to pursue our goals. Ops, operation, represents our ability to conduct small-scale combat and espionage operations. Each point of boost represents the capability to move 10 metric tons of material from Earth's surface to low Earth orbit via rocket launches and other conveyances. It is a very vital resource in my experience. It can also be used to deliver items to more distant destinations at a significant penalty. Mission control accounts for all the staff and technical apparatus required to support our operations in space. It is granted primarily by ground-based facilities on Earth, but some orgs and hab modules can also grant this resource. Research represents the efforts of our scientists and engineers. Unlike other resources, it is not accumulated by immediately distributed according to our research priorities, which are divided between private engineering projects that only benefit our faction and global research into new principles and technologies. Central control point capacity. Basically, if you have 140, I'm going to explain this in my own way. If you can have up to 144 control point capacity. If you go over that number, you are penalized in different ways. Now you can expand that 144 over time, but at the start, in this case, we start with 144. If we get control points that bring us over that threshold, then we have a problem. This portion of the top bar displays our current space resources and incomes. These are used to develop and support our space assets without the expense of purchasing and launching their equivalent from Earth using boost. Hover over each resource space for more details. We have water, volatiles, base metals, noble metals, and fissiles. The navigation bar contains shortcuts to location and management windows for Terra Invicta. Earth view. This focuses on Earth. This views the entire solar system. Faction Council. This opens your council window, where you can recruit, manage councilors and orgs, as well as review our faction ledger and calendar. Click this button to open the nation's window, which displays all nation data in one place. You can also assign priority templates to nations in which you own control point. Then click this button to open the Halves window, where you can view details on our and other factions' space station and surface bases. Fleets is where you can view all discovered fleets, examine an individual ship detail, design and view your own ship classes, and manage construction of your faction ships. Research that's R&D. You don't need R&D research explained to you. That is a pretty self-explanatory thing, in my opinion. So intel is where basically espionage happens. You can also determine what our faction is discovered about aliens, other factions, global trends on Earth, and any space bodies in the solar system. That's an event summary of the entire game in chronological order. Geoscape overlay mode, you can have all sorts of overlays. The Finder panel is a reference list of your counselors, habs, armies, and fleets that are faction controls. Click this button to open the search window where you can search for various objects in the solar system and on Earth by name. You can also press Ctrl F to open the search window at any time. This is your time settings. You can speed up the game, pause it, slow it down, whatever you want. Set alarm. Click on the in-game clock to set the alarm, where you can create custom notifications that will appear at a specified time in the future. This is the codex. You can hide the tutorial there, dismiss it there. So the codex brings up everything in the game. There's a lot. And I mean a lot. We'll figure that out over time. Alright, let's see. So we have to select a counselor mission. Now they want us to go down to this UFO crashdown site in China. Usually things come up down here.
We should make every effort to understand the nation's social and economic situation so we can best direct its development to support our efforts.
So if a nation belongs to a federation, its name will be displayed here. Federations are collections of nations in permanent alliance with one another that also share research and boost income. If selected nation is the lead nation of its federation, a star will be displayed alongside the name. Control points, you can have up to 6 in China. The further along you get, the more power you have and control you have over that country. General overview shows their government type, their GDP, and their unrest. Military overview shows where their military tech is, their current army and naval strength, and their current nuclear strike capabilities. Development overview shows all of their regular resources and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. So if you enjoyed this episode of Terra Invicta, make sure to drop a like on it, subscribe, show notification, and I'll see you next time for more as the Resistance as we continue running through the tutorial and starting our journey together.